Good evening, everyone. This is Mike Reed. Today's date is March 13th, 2023. Um, had a little bit of a family situation I've been taking care of. Nothing too serious. So that's why I've been a little missing in action. In combination with that, I've been extremely busy with work. So let me see what we got here. If you're online, check in. Wait for some other people to come on in. Still new to this, playing around with StreamYard and YouTube, just trying to figure out which way was best to go online. My name is Mike Reed, and I've been in the appliance business since I was 15 years old. I'm now 47 in a few months, and I'm giving back to the industry by giving you guys a little information on the business. Okay. So make sure to put your questions. Make sure to put your questions in the comment section. I've been seeing online that everybody's been asking a ton of questions about insurance. What type of insurance should you have? So I got a little information here for you. Right now, mine is a little on the my coverage is a little on the high side. Now the coverage, I did see people comment. Hey Darius, I did see people comment and say things like, you need to reach out to your insurance company. That is true, but just like on the residential side, you do need to reach out to your client, and you're going to need to find out what their requirements are. And sometimes they'll say they don't have any, which is fine. But other situations are going to require that, such as the McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, things like that. They're going to require coverage like this, and then they're going to require them being additionally insured. Good. Now, you went to the Hoshizaki service class. All right, and some Hoshizaki stuff. We'll cover some of that in training. In order to become authorized, no, it 100% matters. So here's how it goes. There's a lot of players involved. So that entity that you went to that class with, that was your distributor. You need to reach out to them and make sure that they have you listed in their system as someone that can do service for them. Now, you can be upfront with them and tell them, hey, look, I only want to do cleaning, or I only want to do, let's see here. Yeah, so you only want to do cleaning, or you only want to do install, relatively light installs, or just basic service, nothing major, no remote. So basically, they're not going to give you any kind of gravy like that anyway. That's going to be for their chosen few. So you reach back out to those that you took the class with, which is why I specified from the beginning. You go to your classes in your area, go to the classes in your region, because those are the ones that are going to be directing the calls to you. All right, so you want to go to them and make sure they get you listed. So they're going to want to know proof of purchase from the class. You give them that, and and typically they'll put you on their list. Sometimes, you can reach out to Hoshizaki and see if Hoshizaki will put you on the nationwide list. Um, that is a slightly harder thing to get done. All right, but it's possible. All right, so Darius, who did you attend the class with? Who was hosting the class? All right, let's see here. All right. Okay, so Darius, you're in Atlanta. So the good thing is if you're in Atlanta, is to call. Well, basically stop by Sunlow. Okay. That's interesting. All right. So, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We're doing that class. All right. So yeah, you definitely want to contact Sunlow, tell them you went to the class, and want to make sure that everyone who they're selling Hoshizaki to has you as an option for service. Because right now, no one wants to do warranty work. Hey, what's going on, Thompson Appliance? No one. No one wants to do warranty. All right. Um, let's see here. You guys were asking questions about the cleaning. Is anyone here um, a person that had asked a question about anyone here a person that asked a question about cleaning at all? Let's see here. I'm getting the hang of this. Getting the hang of this, y'all. Because I had some people ask me some questions about cleaning. I also had noticed there were people asking questions about the difference between analog gauges and digital gauges, right? And simple thing is this: when you have digital gauges, the digital gauges will tell you your temperatures. So the difference is when you have an analog gauge, you're only going to get the pressures on one or two refrigerants. And then you have to use a pressure chart, PT chart, to determine what that temperature is going to be. But when you do digital, you're going to you're going to get in real time what the evaporator temperature is. So that is the difference. And let me pull up. All right, let me pull up my man. I'm running off fumes. Ah, yes. Descaler while I look this up. All right, yes. Testo. Now you don't have to go with Testo, but I'm just a Testo guy. I'm a Testo guy. So I guess I didn't show this before, but see this? You have, yeah, and I dropped my phone last week. My phone is overheating. I had I got like 3 months left on it. So oh, there we go. You have R11, R1234, YF, which is for the cars. So you have all of these different refrigerants, and it automatically calculates what the temperatures are. So you could just select, I could just go ahead and select R290 or 134A or 448A. But you don't have those options when you have analog. You do not have those options. Hey, I want to thank you all for showing up on this impromptu. Um, let's see here. And like I said, to catch up, this is probably going to be a little annoying, but I'll show it earlier. People are having questions about insurance, and I do realize that my insurance coverage is extremely high. 4 million here, 4 million there, 2 million here. But I do hospitals, universities, and even chains like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, stuff like that. So um, when you do have your when you do try to get squared away with your insurance, you contact the insurance company you already have, and you're gonna want to let them know what you're doing, and then they'll bump it up a little bit. Um, and you'll also want to talk to your prospective clients and see uh, what the requirements are. Most of them will tell you. They'll even hand you, if you use Hartford like I do, they'll hand you over to Hartford. They'll you'll hand over your information to them, and they'll contact the Hartford. So, and then you'll be straight. So now this is nickel safe ice machine. So this is the one for oh, I'm using this on Manitowoc. Using this on Manitowoc, but you'll learn in the class because you're asking which one is safe. And Darius, you should ask that. Well, you went to Hoshizaki. So Hoshizaki went there. Hoshizaki, you could use battery acid to clean that ice machine. Um, so when you're cleaning Hoshizaki, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be nickel safe. But all the other brands are nickel safe. They have nickel coating. Hoshizaki, you can use as strong a cleaner as you want. The Hoshizaki cleaner itself is extremely strong, but you're going to want to use a cleaner, and you're going to thoroughly rinse it off, especially when it comes to Hoshizaki. What they found is sometimes the nickel safe ice machine cleaner will eat up the silver solder in between the plates, and it'll cause the plates to separate. So when you're using this, make sure you rinse it off thoroughly. But you could use this on every single ice machine, any nickel safe. Scotsman has their own, and you can use Scotsman one on Scotsman machines and Isomatic. Yeah, they recommend their brand, and their brand is straight acid. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter on there. They will always recommend their brand, and I think their bottle, it's like for a gallon jug, I think it's like $110 or something like that. But any when it comes to Hoshizaki, it doesn't really matter. All right. The rest is where the differences come in at. And since I've been away from you guys, I haven't. I was at Isomatics class. I can give you a rundown on that. This is the older chart. Tells you exactly what's wrong with the unit. All the charts are double-sided. I can go over that for you guys too at another time. If you guys wanna learn more about Isomatic, this chart, this will explain exactly what's wrong with the unit. Tells you what all the flashing lights mean. Has anybody been out in the field and worked on any machines yet? Anybody done any cleaning or took a look at anything whatsoever? Matter of fact, I'm going to address this real quick before I get into some of the components on Hoshizaki, Isomatic, and Scotsman. Some of the common no callbacks. Now, when you say no callbacks, what were you getting involved with? Because this is a Thompson appliance. This is a whole different shebang. You should be going back to these clients every 6 months. There is no such thing really as a callback. Supreme Cooler. Ooh. All right. Supreme. Now, that Supreme Cooler was an Onera, right? If that unit was like 3 or 4 years old, anytime between now 3 or 4 years old, that was an Onera machine, which I gave you guys the information for. You was going door to door, yes, sir. Oh, you mean no call to have you do service for them yet? It takes time. To be honest with you, it all depends on your salesmanship too. All depends on your salesmanship. Ah, mm-mm. Well, Was it really unsuccessful repair, or was it not a correctly or fully diagnosed repair? On the commercial side of things, we have, like what NorCal Dave likes to say, we have these multiple offenders. And so you'll go out and you'll get called for one issue, you get that one thing started, and then you find out you got two, three, four other things. Like I did a little video about the walk-in, had water in the lines, um, damaged the frost clock, all of that. Just craziness. Hey, I'm gonna show you guys, since we got like all the two people on here right now, I'm gonna show you guys. I went to a La Quinta. Went to a La Quinta. So I've had to take my wife in for her. I had to take my wife in for her therapy. All right. Ooh, Thompson Appliance. Do not hand out flyers with prices. Do not. All you're doing is letting competitors tear you apart. You didn't just discover this. This has been going on since before you got here. So what you have in this business is you'll have the people that work in these locations, they already have friends and family that are kind of doing this. And then there's a system of kickbacks. So the people that are already doing this, you're giving them your information. So you never want to give the prices, because you might, matter of fact, let's roll into this. And then this will explain to you. This place had to be across the street from where my wife had her therapy session. And I've been putting off going to this place for years. And so this was, yeah, I think that's the first floor. And this is La Quinta. Let me show you what else is on the first floor. You see that, right? Hey guys, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Let's see here. All right. Okay, good. All right. I don't know why something happened with with the audio. Okay. Yeah, all of my flyers, all of my marketing material is without pricing. No pricing at all. So, if you guys can see this, oh man, it's not going to show me too well. It's not going to show it too well. But this is a Whirlpool washer and then a Whirlpool stack dryer. So it's two dryers on top of each other. These are two residential items just with coin boxes on it. So this is a regular direct drive Whirlpool that you guys work on all the time. This is also part of that first unit. Yeah, here it is. That's La Quinta. Let me see if I can show you a little bit more. This is the second floor. So this La Quinta is supposed to have three ice.
Yeah, that's not
You
gonna
hear the
work.
sound, right? It's plugged up, but no ice.
That's
The
not
machine is
gonna
dead.
work.
So here at this La Quinta, they're supposed to have
Oh
three
wow. Oh
ice
wow, look at all this. It's
machines.
not
I'm
gonna
pressing
work.
it in. They're supposed to have three ice machines. They only have one working ice
Oh yeah.
machine. That's the condition I found it in.
That's not gonna work.
So
This is the
three
second
supposed to
floor.
have three ice machines. They're supposed to have one on each floor, and then they have the laundry section for the guests to use. Then they have the laundry section. So here it is. You would have three ice machines to work on at this La Quinta, and then you would have two washers, two dryers. Mind you, the washers you already have the parts for because these are older style residential washers. All right, now I went to another one. This was one a friend of mine. He was doing some cleaning on, and he didn't realize that the hoses were tearing up on him. And that's bizarre that that's not playing the rest of it. This is
Here
one
we
that I
go.
want.
Brand new. Those just
It looks fine. Health department went out, asked the clean, but she was they couldn't figure out what
this unit
charging
is
now.
seriously
And I charged
great.
them out, right? Even though they said, "Oh, we still got like 1 month left in warranty." Yeah, I understand that, but you don't have a manufacturer defect. Now get into it, and then I start mold. So the mold that let me pause this. Let me bring this back a little bit. Who do we talk to in order to do the work? They called me. They called me. But who you would want to talk to? Let me show you guys. There it is. Hey. Okay. So, who you want to talk to would be you want to talk to the manager, and actually, this customer was hit by the health department. Just what I was telling you guys about. I didn't even do the ambulance chase, and they called me. They called me like people usually do. Um, so the health department hit this place up, relatively new place, especially its new owners. So the owner called me himself. Then when I got there, the manager is the one with the credit card. Now they're doing some kind of like co ownership deal with the manager. So now he's vested in the project. So he's paying me, and he's gonna get back with me about cleaning it and everything. Um, and then I have to. I don't know if I uploaded the stuff. I had to do some lookup on the walk-in. The door gaskets are torn up, just a whole bunch of stuff. But this piece right here, as you're looking at that little cord, that off-color cord, that goes to the float on this new style. The float is not outside, and so the customers don't know that. They're
You
still
got
looking
the
at the
whole
float on
rainbow
the outside.
effect in here. Only reason why they didn't get hit all of this
Yeah, it's crazy.
because the health
I can't get
department
one nice. They got this is
got
exactly what I've been telling you
destroyed
guys.
to get in
The health
here.
department came in, they hit them up for about 6 or 7 different items. They did not hit them up
This shit
on
is
the
nasty
ice
too.
machine. But what happened? They ended up having to call me because the ice machine wasn't working. And that's just an
Here,
indicator. Like I've been telling
just
you
hit
guys,
up this
that is an
whole place.
indicator that they don't know how to take
I
care
didn't
of
think to check. I mean, they called me. The
I
guy
had the
said,
hardest
"Oh
time getting it
yeah,
out
just got."
one hand and go through the system.
Oh,
So,
trying to do all this with one hand.
yeah. I think they
He's
would
like,
be
"Oh
kind of
yeah, just
suspicious
need
on
to
that.
check that out."
But if you call the health department, I would call the health department and
Blah
try to
blah.
yeah, you owe me
Warranty.
some money.
Right.
I definitely do that.
Yeah,
Got that
yeah,
done.
get that
Now,
health department
These two black pieces at the end, that's what are the caps. I was trying to show you guys that is flakes. Those are
Flakes
flakes.
on the ice, make sure
You
that
have
stops up.
scale that
Just like
floats
this.
around in the water,
Stop up the machine and you'll get
and that
freeze ups.
movement of the water, when it tries to go through those holes, those flakes will
You
stop
will
the
get
water,
freeze
and
ups.
that causes a freeze up because you'll have parts of
So
the
the rest of the
toothpick
holes don't
that
even
are
get clogged
cold
up
and have
until
no water on it.
the water gets
Water,
circulating.
uh,
Oh yes.
water is
And
always
you
going to be
really get
warm from the
pink
chill
slime
plate.
in the bath.
So until that water gets as cold as the chill plate, which is typically ice, that
Luckily these
machine
stayed on.
is
Half
going
the
to
time these will
actually
come off,
crack.
so be careful when
So you end up
be
having
careful when
you end
you
up
pull
having
these out.
freeze, and that's practically what they have, and that's when you'll see freeze up on a brand new
I'm
ice
gonna have to
machine,
set
which is
this up
dirty.
for later on
And the
today.
customer
Thank
doesn't
you
know that.
so much
Only you know that. Now this
for
is
what
not
you do.
covered under warranty. It's
This
warranty.
is crazy.
Told you guys as long as they're going to you to look it up yourself. This has
Absolutely
still got
nuts.
another month of warranty, but they only cover manufacturers that not cover customer customer abuse. That's what it is. Um, let me see how this looks. We got a little bit, and I'll show you what the
Oh man,
yeah, I had a hard time putting it back in one handed. I'll show you what the
I'm gonna
filter
have to take
system
off the
is
top.
that they use, which you should not
Alright,
be
let me
able
show you
to.
what the inside looks like.
Basically, if I
Oh,
sent
this
you
has to be
information on
done.
the filter document, they would see what was stated on the warranty. But they
Oh yeah, yeah,
none
yeah.
of
This
that.
looks good. Okay, so that's probably what you looked at.
Yeah, health
Yeah.
department, she didn't know how to notify all the customer
They
stuff
don't know how to take this stuff off
because if
just
she
yet.
did,
This is
she
a
would have
newer
red
style
tagged.
machine. So as long as they wipe that other stuff, they don't
She would
know.
have red tagged that sucker. Look at that. Look
Oh
at
yeah.
that. That's
Oh
the money
yeah.
shot right there. That's where the money's at, folks. That's the money.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
So
that is
it's
the money.
time to make the donuts. Time to
And
make the
that will
donuts.
end up dripping and flaking off
Mm.
into the ice. And this is a very nice restaurant.
Yeah.
Customers will
This part's
see
not
that in the glass. They're going to start bringing cups back. They're going to start bringing drinks back. Oh, my glass is dirty, or there's something floating in my drink, and it's all from the ice machine. Oh, that's disgusting, but that's money. That is money. These geniuses, this is the type of filter that they try to use. Now, this is a home filtration water water filter. All right, this is not for commercial usage. On the label, it said change every 3 months. So, and they got away with this for almost 3 years. Now, this is one I did today. I didn't do it. I went out to go take a look at it. Oh, wonderful! It's not going to load up. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, this guy doesn't want to move. All right. I really want to show you this one. Okay. Let's see here. This is an old school isomatic, and you guys would really love to see this one. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, wow. All right. Any questions while we're waiting on this sucker to load up? Man, I really wish you guys could see this. Oh, well. All right. So we'll give it a little while and see if this thing populates. All right. We got any questions so far? You guys got anything you want to share so far? Any questions? Anything? Like I said, I'm sorry for leaving you guys out here like this. I see you guys have been going on other channels asking questions. They just don't have any answers for you. I know, but I mean, at least they tried. They tried to answer some of your questions. Let me see here if I can re-upload this. You guys have to understand that the other channels, they can't answer your questions because you know They're under a lot of them are under contract with their clients, the ones that do own their business, and then the other ones they can't say anything because they're an actual employee, so they can't speak on it at all. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if this. Here we go. But everything else, so you can go out and you can give a price if you want to. Be a type of trust. That's the price of it. If you have two eyes on, don't do that to yourself. No need for me to try. No need to try. Take a look. Take a look. Price. Guys, all
Oh yeah, you're fine.
yeah, that was a tough guy. Yeah, all that that's well, all that stuff has to be cleaned. All that has to be cleaned. So you want to give an estimate on that? You want to not an estimate. I mean, you want to give somebody a price. You don't know what you're going to come across. You don't know if you're going to come across a little 500 pound or a 2,000 pound unit. Don't do that to yourself. So you guys remember this, right? You guys remember this? The float on the new style ISO. Oh, you guys are quiet out there, all two of y'all. So these, well, I might as well show y'all since I'm inside. These all come apart. This is the float, which is also magnetic. This tells it what the water level is. Now I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and I made this comment before. I do my best to clean it while it's on there. I do my best to clean it while it's on there, because if you don't, I do not know why. They're actually selling. It's a good thing too. They're actually selling the floats individually. I heard. But I always run into problems when I take that out. Now, you're gonna want to take out the turbidity sensor. You're gonna want to clean that too. And now you're gonna want to take note on where you remove this from. You're gonna want to take note. See, that was number 8. Now, in this case, this came from the factory, right? Came from the factory, and so none of them were knocked out. When you buy this brand new, this is always going to be in position 1. It will not make ice in position 1. So you're going to want to match this up with where the last one was. And once again, you can take this out. Take off the clip, and then you can take this off. Clean it. Do not soak it. Do not soak it. Ah, right there it says up. Mm, hard to see, but it says up. I've actually never noticed that myself. Anyway, so you can clean these. Do not soak them. Do not soak them. You put them in and twist. Oh, good, 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 good. Glad you saw it. Now, that's ISO. I don't really have too many other ISO. I don't really have too many isomatic things with me right now to show you. But that's going to be the most common of the new style that you're going to see. And the other one is just a very simple float. It's just a little barrel float. Now this is a style for Hoshizaki. Yeah, Hoshizaki kind of moved on from this one. But this was a favorite of mine. It's just it's actually just 2 pins. Yes, it's just 2 pins to this. There we go. But the reason why they got rid of this is because this is a magnetic switch. There we go. Came out. It's a magnetic switch. You could flex this. You could flex this. It's all plastic. And there we go. This piece right here. A lot of times what would happen is this piece will go up and get stuck. Guys would hit it, especially at like Olive Garden and Red Lobster, especially Olive Garden. Olive Garden, they take these really long paddles, and movie theaters. I don't know why it's those 2 chains, but movie theaters, I was going to take these really long paddles and they'll break up the ice in the back. And where is this sitting? In the back. So this will sit here, and then they'll jam it, and then they'll crush this up against there, and it'll be stuck. And so this will stay in, and it'll think that it's full of ice. Because how this works is this little piece along with this receiver. All right. So when these two come together, they'll send a signal that either the ice machine is ready for ice or it's full of ice. I have no idea what's going on in my earpiece tonight. So, ready for ice, full of ice. And then on the board, you'll have the lights, the green and orange. And when it's orange, it means it's full. It means it's engaged. When it's green, it means it's ready to go. And then that's how you can actually test it. You can actually just push in and then look on the board and see if the light is changing in accordance to what you're doing. Now, this has to be clean. When this is dirty, that piece that you saw won't swing. It won't swing and it'll stick. And then the ice machine will never come on. And they'll think they have, $2,000 problem. But it's just that the machine needs to be clean. That's Hoshizaki. Well, that's Hoshizaki. So now Hoshizaki is going with this this beam. And I'll actually replace the beam and put in these. So they have one is was sonar, and then the other the current one is like radar. It's like bouncing the beam off the ice, and that's how it determines if there's if it needs to be if it needs more ice or not. That's how it determines what level is in the bin. All right, any questions while I go grab some more props? How long we been on? Oh wow, 40 minutes. Anyway, let me leave you guys with this one real quick. Here. All right, while we're doing show and tell, you guys have any other questions? Any other questions while we're going through show and tell? So I've showed you go-to power supplier. There is no such thing. All right, so when it comes to Manitowoc, I really don't like Baker. So when it comes to Manitowoc, I'll try to go. If it's under warranty, I have to go to Baker. Things are going to change now with URI, so you'll be able to get your warranty parts through URI. When it comes to Hoshizaki, my distributor is Southwest Equipment, and now Parkstown. So I really go with the local Hoshizaki distributor in Parkstown because Parkstown is the devil. So anyway, this is the um, ice thickness probe. Gotta take this off. And I'm gonna talk about that. This is the ice. What, dude? I was just in Thompson Appliance. I was sitting in the warehouse for the Manitowoc distributor in Dallas, brother. Send me a message. I will send you the information on all the distributors over there in Dallas. They're there. I've talked to them. So anyway, so this is the ice thickness probe from Manitowoc. So what this does is this listens to the crack in the ice. As crazy as that sounds, it listens to the crack in the ice, and it'll filter out the ambient noise. And when it detects a certain level of crack, it will trigger the harvest. So not only that, but you're going to have the water. You're going to have the water probe, and now all of these have to be cleaned. Do not submerge this in water. Like I said, this is hollow, and what I have discovered is that this is not this is not watertight. And if you submerge this in water, you will not have such a crisp drum snare surface, right? And it will never harvest. It will never harvest. And how I found that out is I keep I'll keep the old ones, and then I'll see what happens with them, and I'll use them. I'll use them in other machines and test them out. And I found that after these dried out, they work just fine. After they dried out, not a problem. So what I discovered is that they get dirty. They stay too close to the chill plate. The chill plate builds up ice, and moisture gets inside of here, and it will stop working. Now, have I discovered a way to dry it out earlier? No, I have not. Oh yeah, you're going to see these. Now, Here's the number one thing people mess up on. Is when these get first installed, they think there's something wrong with their ice machine. Uh, Manitowoc came up with this washer system to prevent this from bubbling out. So see how this is perfectly flat? So these will bubble out, and then it won't make ice. So then they came up with this clip. They came up with this clip system, and that has saved them from thousands of service calls. So using this, it's been able to keep this perfectly straight in all kind of high heat situations. So I keep it. Everybody's like, "Oh, why you keep those?" Because I have, because I'll take the old ones, man. Take the old ones and use them for a Saturday night special or whatever. But here's one that's nice and clean. Cause you know what? I can't tell that this is an aftermarket. Oh, this is a different style. Wait a minute. Yeah, yeah. There are two different styles. See this? Two different styles. They look the same. They look the same, but the ends are different. So I'll have two different ones. And so this is something that you want to be mindful of is the different components in there. They look the same, but they are different. Someone saying they thought that I had ran out of content. Like, no, I got plenty of content. I just have family issues to take care of. I can do a live stream for 4 hours a day every day and never run out of content. Anyway, um, these are some of the older boards. So Manitowoc has red boards, blue boards, green boards. Oh yeah. So this is the blue one. That's a green one. This is the one from about 20 years ago. And what they had is these sometimes had a little glitch, and you would have to bang the machine to get the you would have to bang the machine to get it to start again. Crazy, I know. They have replaceable fuses on them, all that kind of good stuff. Uh, but I have a number of these other ones. This is for the touchpad on the Manitowocs. So what you have here, it's green. So what you'd have here is the connector on the back of the display. Sometimes you'd get corrosion. Sometimes you get corrosion and the display doesn't work. Most of the time, just change out the whole keypad. Just change the whole thing. Uh, did they go over the dump valves in class? Anybody here take a Manitowoc class yet? Let me see here. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I get. So, okay. So these dump valves, they let out all the. See how it's green on the inside? They let out all the calcium, magnesium, all that the mineral buildups we have here in this market. And there we go. And the whole thing comes apart. The whole thing comes apart, just like a commercial laundry. The valve comes apart, and you can clean the bladder. You can clean everything. You can clean everything. Get out all the scale and everything like that. See, look at that. You can clean that whole thing. So this will keep this unit from seating. And you'll get a call, and they say the ice machine doesn't make ice. Well, it doesn't make ice because this is not sealing. It's not sealing, right? So once you clean this, now you're back in business. No refrigeration work required whatsoever. None. Everybody's all scared of the boogeyman. Oh, and I have to do refrigeration work. There's no refrigeration work required with that. If anything is off with the ice machine, it won't make ice at all. Anything. That's a dump valve. These are magnetic switches. So as the door flapper, there's a magnet in the door that swings. Pretty much like these, but it's the entire front door. The entire front door has a small magnet embedded in it. The older ones had it glued to it, but the new ones now it's all part of the door, and the door will swing open to let the ice out. And when the ice falls out, then the door will close. And when one magnet comes in touch with the magnet on the door, it tells the machine it's okay to start a new cycle. So you have a couple of different magnets because every now and then the magnets demagnetize. Got a different style here. You guys might have recognized this from the video I did earlier. I saw this was sticking out of the machine. Yeah, I'll keep it. So I got a couple of different type of magnet styles. Got a couple of different type of probes. These are for the old ones. Now, what I tell a buddy of mine who does this work, these are for the old style. So you have to clean all of this because these have to move freely. When the float goes up, it tells it to go ahead and start the cycle. So it'll fill with water. Oh, sorry. It'll fill with water. And when it goes up to the high point, It'll stop filling with water. Uh, so what? So what? You missed out on 3,000. You probably missed out on 10,000 in pumps and cleaning. So what? You probably missed out on $10,000. Let me ask you a question, brother. This right here, if this is dirty, the machine won't work if this is dirty. So you can clean a machine for $1,000. No refrigerant required. This bottle, $18. And you see here on the side, look at that. I didn't even use the whole bottle. I didn't even use the whole bottle. This $18 bottle can assist you in making $700-800, maybe more, depending on how dirty that machine is, in just one session. And then you don't even, once you train people, you don't even have to be there yourself. Once you get that account and you train somebody else to clean, you don't have to be there, especially if you have it done every couple of months. But if any part of the machine is dirty, the machine won't work. These machines have to be clean. So I've already shown you the evidence that the health department is coming to check on these things. If it's a corporate owned store, corporate is coming to check on these machines. And you're worried about $3,000? Refrigerant is very expensive nowadays. Refrigerant is very expensive. You could change a motor. You can change a motor for $2,000. And that's on commercial ice machines. You could change a circulation pump on one of the large Hoshizakis and charge $2,000. Why are you all concerned? Why are you concerned about something that you don't have in your hand, right? It's much easier. Every single ice machine gets dirty. I don't care if they have Evian water flowing into their machine. I don't give a damn if they've got Machu Picchu water, Evian, I don't care what kind of water they have. You still have the air that's around that ice machine. You still have, if they're in a pizza shop, you got flour floating around. And guess what? That gets into the machine. So I don't care if they got the best water. You're still going to have that floating into the machine. I just did that. I just did a brewery. In fact, I'm going to show you guys. I just did put out that little video to give you guys something to watch. And what does brewery have? They have yeast and sugar floating around in the air. And that ends up in the ice machine. And that ends up becoming a hot mess inside the machine. It ends up becoming a hot mess. So yeah, you can get that on yourself. All you're gonna do, first of all, it's got bad doors, bad door gas. What are you gonna fight on? What are you fighting on? Where's the fight? Where's the fight? Well, how are you fighting this? All that how are you fighting that? Where's the fight in that? The compressor's already loud as I don't know what because the condenser's all clogged up. Where's the fight? Where is the fight? You're fighting yourself, is what you're doing. You're fighting yourself. You got to get the client. All right, I shared too many videos. Let me see here. Let me remove that. Yeah, once you get to commercial, you don't have to fight so hard. Yeah. So let's see here. But you gotta let residential be residential and let commercial be commercial. They are two separate things. Like I said before, your skills transfer over. Your skills transfer over. Other than that, they're two different businesses. Your skills transfer over. What you learn on residential as far as working on systems, all of that is the same. All right. All of that. Yeah, sorry about that. I have the volume. Yeah, you guys hear me okay? I don't know why this is knocking out the volume. I don't know why it's knocking out the volume. So, yeah, what you have to do is just focus on. Let me see here. Let me take this off. Can you guys hear me? So you see that? A dirty condenser. A dirty condenser is your problem. So don't worry about fighting. Don't worry about fighting. The thing you need to worry about, tonight is just a weird night. This thing is not my. I might have to take the audio. I might have to take the earplugs out. But the most important thing is to focus on the job. Get the job. That's what you got to do is get the job. Um, Not every job is going to be, they're not everybody's going to want to work with you. Not everybody's going to want to deal with your price, but it is a numbers thing, which is why I say focus on getting the training. Because once you have the training, once you have the expertise, everything else comes from there. Everything else comes from there. All right. Okay. So on this audio tonight is weird, but you guys have any other questions? Any other questions? I'm gonna show you. So that's the same style of closer I was showing you guys in another video. Different door lock, checking to make sure it closes. And that's I was trying to explain to you guys before. Nah, the video's cut off a little bit. That the spring at the top pulls the door. So that's one of the things you check for. Temperature was just a little on the hot side because I had the door open. I was checking the measurements on the door gasket. But you all have distribution in your area. So you really do need to check with the manufacturer in your area. The manufacturer in your area. mm, The manufacturer in your area is going to direct you to who has the parts. So you really do need to lean on them. All right, let me see if you guys. Let me put these back in. Let's see what we got. All right, but all right. So I just want to see. I'm probably going to end this here because we've already been at this about an hour. But you guys have any other questions? Just let me know. Um, especially just put the comments in the in the lower section. No, the mom and pops are perfect for you. No one wants the mom and pops. No one wants the mom and pops. Here's the question. No one, I was thinking about this earlier today too. No one wants the mom and pops. The big guys are all busy with chains. All you do is you give the mom and pops, whenever you can come by. I never give anybody a time. I tell them I can come by within the next 2 days. I say, hey, what's your hours? I'll come by within the next 2 business days that you're open. No, 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 no excuses, no excuses. But you're doing yourself an injustice. You're not helping yourself. Don't. Everybody seems to be putting up roadblocks in front of themselves, and this highway is wide open. There's nothing. I am essentially taking down every roadblock in your way. There's nothing in your way. There's nothing. There's no training hidden from you. All right. I'm telling you where you can get all your components, all your parts. Yeah, okay. So yes, you're gonna get feedback. That is the difference between commercial and residential. Commercial, when you have the mom and pops, you're gonna get a lot of pushback. Um, you know, here's some things that you guys can do. The most, and I was thinking about this earlier. I was driving earlier today, and I was like, man, most of the big time commercial guys don't like food trucks. Nobody likes food trucks. We don't like mom and pops. Um, we don't like these third party. It's not insurance, but these third party management companies. We hate them. Don't like manufacturer's warranty. We hate it. So these are all things you can go with, things that are wide open for you. But you got to remember that these are shrewd business people, all right, especially the mom and pops. A lot of them are, you know, barely making it, or the money that they're giving you comes directly out their pocket. So they try to pay as little as possible. So when you all need to come from a position of strength, and not so much of this fear, because all you guys are pretty much worried about this or worried about that. Be straight up with the people, especially if they're mom and pop. Say, hey, look, I'm new to it, and I can come and take a look. Because the average mom and pop, they have no idea that there's a difference between residential service and commercial service. It they have no idea. They assume that a guy who works on a Whirlpool refrigerator is the same guy that can work on a true refrigerator. So you just be upfront with these people, and that'll serve you a whole lot better than 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 being afraid of the situation, right? And don't rush, because you have no reason to rush to get there, because you're still learning how to take care of these things, where to get the parts from them, and whatnot. So, um, like I said, if you guys have any questions on anything, you can always drop it in the chat. I get the messages. The messages come up on my phone, and then I will respond. Like I said, I've had some, like I was saying earlier in the video, I was having some situations with my wife has some elective surgery that she went through. So I've been dealing with that, but she's a little better now, and I'm able to take care of that stuff. Like right now, she's on her pain medication. She's knocked out, but all before that, I would have been doing a video, and she'd been moaning and asking me for stuff in the background. So I decided not to do videos during that time. But Feel free to leave any, any questions or things like that in the chat, and we can go. I can go live for you guys. Pretty much later in the day. My days have been jam packed because commercial doesn't have a slow doesn't have a slow time. Doesn't have a slow time. So I've been extremely busy. All right. So let's see here. All right, guys. We're gonna end it here. And I guess I'll talk to you guys later on in the week.